Hey, folks. Welcome back to Earth Sky. I am David Dalian. And today it's the solstice. It is the June solstice. It is 2025, and we're having a party. In fact, the solstice, let me tell you exactly, the solstice will happen at 2:42 Universal Time on Saturday, June 21st. But for those of us on the other side, it's today. It's right now. It's tonight, wherever you happen to be. And let me bring out my co-host. We're having a party. I need help on this. Let me bring out Deborah Bird. Hi, Debbie. Deborah. Sorry, too familiar
Just call
today.
me whatever you
It's
want,
a
Dave. I
party.
don't care.
It's a party.
It's a
It's a
party.
party. Anyway, tell us what the solstice is.
Okay. So people think of the solstice as a day, but it's not actually a day. It's actually just a moment. And did you already give the time, Dave?
I did. I gave the universal time, and the universal time is 0242 on the 21st.
Okay. So what's happening in that moment is that that's when Earth is northernmost on our sky's dome. But it's northernmost on our sky's dome because it's in a particular place in its orbit around the sun. And that's what we're seeing here. That green line is Earth's orbital path around the sun. And of course, this is an artist concept. And you can see that the artist here has shown us that the Earth is tilted with respect to its orbit by 23.5 degrees. And if we did not have that tilt, we wouldn't have seasons because Earth's seasons aren't caused by our distance from the sun. They're caused by the angle at which the sunlight is striking the Earth. So right now, the sunlight is striking the northern part of Earth most directly. That means if you went outside today, you would have your highest sun in the sky at noon, and you would have your shortest shadow at noon. So, yay, it's the longest day, it's the summer solstice.
It's the longest day. That's a great way to look at it. It is the longest day. It is the summer solstice. So that's the technical aspect. But today we're here to talk about people. We're here to talk about what we do when the solstice runs around. I got my baseball cap on because we are in the middle of the season, and in fact, we are actually right up on what's called Midsummer's Day, and that's going to be on the 24th of June. But it does sort of correlate here with the solstice because we're halfway between the equinoxes right now. We are in the middle of this time of year. It's going to shift. Everything goes back to the south now.
But there's really
So
exciting
why don't
stuff
we
going
bring
on.
out Marcy? Marcy, where are you, Marcy? Oh, oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Marcy has some exciting stuff. Let's get her out here.
Hi,
There's
everyone.
Marcy. Hi, Marcy.
Happy solstice.
Welcome. Happy solstice. So what did you bring to share with us today?
Well,
Boom.
this is showing you two of my favorite things to do in the summer. First, I want to state I'm in Wyoming. So technically we have 8 months of winter. So by the time summer rolls around, we have very short nights. But some of my favorite things to do, this is at a Perseid star party, I believe last summer. And I love to set out after the sunset and start watching the vibrant colors change and the shadows change in the twilight, because twilight lasts anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes here. So it's just beautiful watching the sky change and get darker. And at the same time, I'm looking up and I'm starting to watch for the first stars to appear. So you're going to see, first you're going to see Arcturus, and Vega's going to pop in. Pretty soon the summer triangle fills in. You can see Vega, Deneb, and Altair. And then I usually look to the south end because Antares is out by then. And as the twilight starts to fade and it starts to get darker, you'll see more and more stars and constellations. And then, of course, the sprinkles on that cake is when that Milky Way shows up. And you can see that spiral arm just arching across the sky from your northeast to south. And, any other season, I'm going to have a telescope set up and I'm going to look at things. But in the summer, I like to just sit in a chair and, gaze along the Milky Way and see the clusters and the nebulas. And it's just so absolutely beautiful. So that is my favorite thing to do around the solstice.
Tell us
And
about this, Marcy.
well, this is kind of a solstice surprise. This is what they call a nova, or a new star that has appeared in Lupus. From the northern hemisphere, it's going to be low in your sky. It's kind of to your lower right from Antares. But we caught this last night about 10:30, and it is just barely breaking into. You can see it without optical aid, but binoculars, it shows great. And of course, a nova is kind of fleeting. We don't know if it's peaked yet. It might get brighter, it might not. They usually are visible for just a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, and then they fade away. But some people call it a new star, and it's kind of a special treat. This is only the third nova I've seen.
Wow, that is really cool. So I bet if you went to earthsky.org, we'd have a map where to look for this. Or if we don't have it, we'll have it real soon, won't we, Marcy?
Some of our Earth Sky community photos actually really lay out how to find it, so that's actually what I used last night, somebody else's photo from Earth Sky community photos, to help me locate this. So it's
let's bring in Kelly. Let's
get Kelly in here. Let me grab Kelly. Oh, there's Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
How are you? Happy solstice? I saw we got a happy solstice from viewers. So, hey guys, what do you got, Kelly? What do we got here? Oh, bye, Marcy.
All right, so I love June, and the reason I love June is because of the solstice. It probably seems a little counterintuitive because I'm a stargazer, and these are the shortest nights, but I also really love long days. I'm sure you've heard of that saying, I wish there were more hours in the day. Well, it really, really feels like there are more hours in June just because the days are longer. So one thing that I like to do, I live up here in Wisconsin, and so we have even longer days than, say, where Deborah is in Texas. So it does not get dark until after 9 p.m. here, and I like to go running with my friends. And so when you have a month like June, you can come home from work, you can have dinner, you can let your food digest a little bit, and you can start a run at 8 p.m. and get home before the sun sets. So this is just a photo that my daughter took years ago, just showing how we like to run when it's sunset. And, it's cooled down a little bit, but you can still see us. Well, this photo doesn't show that because it's looking right at the sun, but the cars can still see us. So that's one of the reasons I love June and why I love the solstice.
And people really love the sunrises and sunsets on the solstice. In fact, we got several images today. This one is from Marge. Let me grab, I think it's Marge Colkin in Rye, New Hampshire. She caught this morning's sunrise over the Atlantic Ocean. And this one is, oops, we're in the wrong place here. Let's move us so we can see this. The sunrise in California this morning. So people love these sunrises and sunsets. They're so awesome. And we have a sunrise.
That one sure looks like home.
That one is from our own John Goss. Hi, John.
With the glasses. Hey, John. Happy solstice. Welcome to the party.
Oh, thank you for having me on. Yeah, it's been a great day. I took this picture primarily to prove that I was up at dawn. It gets pretty early. I live in Virginia, and this was taken about 6:03, 6:04, something like that. Sun rising over the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I have a little story I'd like to relate about this. My wife and I like getting up before dawn, before sunrise on the solstice. We like spending most of the day outside. Okay, I'm not outside right now, but I'll be out there in a little while. Hopefully, be in my chair with a cup of tea and maybe even reading a book for a little bit on the solstice. And then we like watching the sun set. So we're outside most of the day, experiencing the most of this that we can. One more thing to this I want to add. This, for me personally, this all began when I was 10 years old. 10-year-old, not knowing all that much. I snuck downstairs one morning. It happened to be this morning on the solstice, and no one was up. and I managed to sneak into the cookie jar and get out some chocolate graham crackers. Had a whole bunch of chocolate graham crackers. Then my mom comes downstairs, and I said, "Mom, you won't believe this, but it's really light early in the morning when nobody's up." I didn't know this. And she goes, of course, she knew all about it, and gave me a good lecture, probably. I don't remember now. But from then on, I've always tried to be up before sunrise on the solstice. Since my parents have passed away, to sort of commemorate all that and get some feelings stirred up. But
that's so sweet.
yeah, I was
That is-
10 years old, and I'm a lot more than 10 now. So
Hey,
I remember.
that's my story.
Hey, what do we got here?
let's bring Christina in. John, thank you.
Christine.
Happy Solstice, everybody.
Welcome. Happy solstice in Spain.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So here in Spain, we love the sun. So of course we have to celebrate. So let me tell you what we do here. So we go to the beach and we make bonfires on the sand. And then if we have like a bad experience, if something went wrong, we take a piece of paper, we write that bad experience, and then we throw that paper to the fire. So it's like, for us, a new season means new opportunities. And then another fun fact is that when midnight comes, we all go to swim in the ocean. It's super fun.
Oh, that sounds great. Yay,
Mhm.
Spain. Awesome. Thank you, Christina.
Viva España.
Pleasure.
Let us go here.
Yeah, let's get Armando out here.
Let's see. Where is Armando? Oh, there he is.
There he is. We got him.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hi, Armando.
bienvenido.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How is the solstice in Puerto Rico? Beautiful Puerto Rico.
It's great so far. Happy solstice, everyone. And for me, the solstice has to do a lot with vegetation and particularly trees. I have this big, beautiful tree. I have had this for a long time, right in front of my house, right by the sidewalk, like you can see. And this is known as the Queen's flower. It's native to India, and it has plentiful, beautiful purple flowers. And it has plentiful flowering just around the solstice. Could be maybe a couple of days off the solstice, but it's usually very close to the solstice. And I took this photo on June 19th, 2023, 2 years ago, and it was beautiful. This is actually on Earth Sky Community Photos, so everyone can take a look at this. And I also wrote a detailed description. This was originally native to India, then it spread to Southeast Asia, even to China and Philippines. But in the last maybe 50 or even 100 years, it has become very plentiful in the Caribbean, which also have a tropical climate, and you can see it everywhere. And I just love this tree. The solstice for me means flowering. And so this has a very special meaning for me.
That's so cool. The
That's
solstice
beautiful.
tree.
The solstice
Yeah.
tree.
It looks like hibiscus. Oh, we've got the mystic.
Armando, thank you so much.
Oh, you're
So, Dave,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, the solstice.
Okay,
I
the
guess
solstice.
people have been looking at it for a long time.
Very long time. This is one of the cardinal events of the year that we set our planting and our growing by. If you don't have it knee high by this time of year, you're going to be in trouble come harvest.
Is that how they say it in California?
Knee high?
Dave?
Well, you know what? In California, we say knee high by the 4th of July. We have a longer growing season here. It starts earlier and it runs much later in the Central Valley. We grow a lot of produce. We grow a lot of everything here. And so, you know, that we are right now, the cherries are coming due. So the cherries have been in, the peaches are done. If you drive through the country, you're going to see a lot of summer corn. Most of that's going to be fodder around here because we have a lot of dairy. Wow, look at that. John Ashley, what am I looking at? That is absolutely gorgeous. Can you tell me about that, please?
John Ashley is a fantastic photographer who's been a member of our community for many years, and he created this composite image in 2018. So the upper line of suns there is the sun on the summer solstice in the year 2018, but it would be the same this year if you took the photo this year. And the lower line of suns is from that year's December solstice. So John wrote the sun's path during the summer solstice arches high across the sky, but at the winter solstice, its path barely clears the brick walls of the Potter's Shrine, a sculptural landmark on the grounds of the Archie Bray Foundation in Helena, Montana. So it took him a couple days, different days, to make these images showing the height of the sun. So
Wow.
it's all about the
Some real-
sun.
And dedication in this
solstice.
case.
Yeah.
It is all about the sun. Well, you know what? It's
Yeah.
not all about the sun. Go ahead. Oh, look at that. This is a neat thing. Tell us about
This is
that.
cool. This is what's called a polar sundial. And Rick Williams, another member of our community, captured this photo in Woodland, California. He caught it in the year 2023. And he said a polar sundial is tilted at an angle equal to the dial's latitude, making it parallel to Earth's axis and perpendicular to the plane of the equator. So on the solstice, this is a picture of the sun on the solstice from Woodland, California. And you can see that right in the middle, there's a shadow pointing there that's telling you it's solstice day.
Yeah, there's a little
So that's cool,
stick
huh?
there. Yeah, there's a little stick there to tell us what day it is based on the solstice. That's very nice. And the name of that stick is escaping me. It has a perfect name, and I can't remember it. What a
It's
pity.
the gnomon,
Well,
spelled with a G.
I'm sorry, you broke up. The gnomon. The gnomon.
Yep. But here's another
Yep.
very similar type of photo. This one is from our community member, Rob Rakowski. And he took this all sky view at Haleakala Observatory in Hawaii, also in 2023. So you can see the observatory. You can see some domes there on the right side of this image because he is at a pretty major observatory. And so this image shows the path of the sun throughout the year. So he's got 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes in this photo. So the top image is, I believe, a solstice, or it is a solstice. I think it's the June solstice. And the bottom line, the fainter line, is the December solstice. And then the middle line that's very bright is 2 equinoxes there in the year 2023.
Okay. That's awesome. That's the dedication again. I like how the lower one is a little dimmer. It makes sense.
And that's why I think that one's the December solstice, both because it's lower in the sky and also because you would see the sun as dimmer at the December solstice because you're looking at it, when you look kind of low in the sky, you're looking through more atmosphere than when you're looking high overhead. So the atmosphere kind of dims things and makes things sort of more golden in color. So we got
That's why we get these pretty sunsets.
Yeah, we got so many things from our community. Happy solstice, Claudia.
Happy solstice, Claudia.
Let's see. This is from Anya Barkham, who said, I think of summer, it reminds me of my grandmothers and brother because they're both summer babies. I live on the West Coast, love to soak up the sun on the longest day at the beach. But these past few years, the town I live in has a 3-day free festival with live music, vendors, and food. And that is where you'll catch me this year. Happy solstice. Thank you. Oops, then we have this one.
We got another one.
Yeah, I guess I'll just leave us up there. What the heck?
Okay.
Why don't you read this one, Dave?
Why don't I read this one? I can read this one.
Yeah.
In Celtic, Chinese, and other traditional cultures in the northern hemisphere, the June solstice is considered midsummer. Hey, I remember that. As the days become shorter from there on, May Day, Belton, Lizia, and the Welsh Calan May were considered the beginning of summer. Thank you for sharing so much information about our one precious Earth. Well, thank you, Aaron, for writing in. Aaron Riley, you sound like you might be Irish. Might be.
And the quote before from Anya is also from the Irish. So let's see. I wanted to show you the night sky. Oh, there's Marcy. Whoop.
It's Marcy again. Bye, Marcy.
I guess I probably scared her. Okay, so if you are outside, sorry about that, Marcy. If you're outside this evening, here is something really cool that you can see. Now, you won't see Mars looking as big as the moon, so let's not get that rumor started again. But you will see Mars, and you will see it near a star. Here's something that looks more like what they're going to look like. So Mars and the star Regulus are right next to each other in the night sky right now. And they are super cool to see. They look kind of like two eyes shining out at you, which is a cool thing to see in the night sky. Very easy to see. Look along the path that the sun travels during the day.
Okay.
And then we are just messing with all this stuff here, all these different.
All this fun. We're having fun.
All
this is
fun. Okay.
Oh,
and
hey,
this is
looks like one of John's charts.
Yeah, it is one of John's charts. So John, who you met earlier, is Earth Sky's night sky cartographer, and he made this chart. We have charts just like this one at our night sky guide, which you can find. It changes every day. It's at our website. So for tomorrow, you will be able to see tomorrow morning, you'll be able to see the planet Venus, which is the brightest planet near the moon. Tomorrow and the next day, Saturday and Sunday morning. Yeah, Earth Sky Tonight. Yay. Come there and you will see that wonderful night sky guide and get all of these great charts that show you exactly what you can see in the night sky.
That night, not some night in the past or in the future, but tonight. This is very useful, up-to-date information every day, earthsky.org. Come and visit us.
Well, this one's a morning. This is That's right. And this one's a morning.
Or in the morning.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the dark. Next morning. Yeah, when it's dark out there. So we always see the mornings because at Earth Sky, we always see the mornings because we have a newsletter that goes out every day at 7 a.m. So we're always up at the crack of dawn seeing.
And this is the only time of the year when I get up for the dawn and I have a northern window. And this is the only time for about a week on either side of this that sunrise can creep in through my window and lights up, and I have a nice fig tree outside, and so I get a nice dappling. It's gorgeous. I love this time of year. So moving right along.
Let's watch Phil's video. We have a great video from the Bat Astronomer.
Phil Plait. He dropped in the other day and we had a great conversation. So if you want to check that out, go look at our channel here. But in the meantime, here's Phil with a midsummer message for us.
Hi, Phil Plait here. On Friday at 10:42 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, it's the summer solstice of the Northern Hemisphere summer solstice. And for most people, that means it's the longest day and the shortest night. And that is a great way to think of it. Astronomers, though, kind of think of it as the shortest amount of time we get to observe the night sky. So as much as most people like the summer solstice, summer, warmer days, everything's blooming, it's beautiful out, astronomers kind of mark it as, oh, yay, the night sky is coming back. And that's kind of what it means to me. But it also just means summer times and good friends and great astronomy all the time. And so I hope you enjoy this year's summer solstice. It'll be another year before we get one. There's a lot of stuff going on between there, then and now. So, keep watching and listening to Earth Sky, and you'll be up on all of it.
I Great message from Phil there. I couldn't agree more. Get outside and do some stuff. Go to the river, go to the lake. You like to go to the lake, don't you? I like to go to the lake or the
Yeah,
beach.
actually, my solstice thing, I was going to actually show a picture of this. Maybe next year. I didn't get it together for my own picture.
Next
But
year.
yeah, so I live in a place where there's a great big spring-fed pool, a big public pool, huge pool. And in the month of June, I like to go there really early. I've been swimming there for like, I'd say 40 years or so. And I like to go really early in the morning around the solstice and watch the sunrise from the pool.
Nice.
It's very
That's very
it's
nice.
very it's very beautiful. How about you,
Wow.
Dave? What do you like to do?
On the solstice, you know what I used to like to do in my youth was I would go to Ventura for the summer solstice shows with the Grateful Dead, but that ended a long time ago. And so, we make a lot of music here locally, so sometimes I'll do that. I don't have anything specific planned for tonight, but you can bet your bottom dollar at some point I will have a guitar in my hand this evening. You can count on that. I'll be making some music
Awesome.
someplace. I'll be having a good time. And I'll probably get some friends together, It's that kind of year,
Let
that kind of time of year.
That sounds awesome. And let us move on because we have just a few more things to get through here. So there's tomorrow morning.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Let's go here and show this. Oops, that's not working. Let's get smaller here. There we go.
Hey,
Would
there
you
it
read
is.
that for us? There's
Okay,
Gary.
we have something from Gary Dietrich, who writes in to say, I enjoy the heavens and their happenings and have been educating anyone on the solstices who will give me 5 minutes for the last 30 years. One of my best friends shares my enthusiasm and we meet for lunch on the solstices. It's a biennial reminder to stop and catch up on a relationship. It's a good time to get together with friends. Perfect. Yeah,
It
I agree
is.
with that.
It is. Okay. Here's Mara Owens, who says, my Baltic immigrant grandmother was born on the solstice. How awesome. What a great birthday. In our Latvian homeland, also in Lithuania, the day will be celebrated with singing, dancing, feasting, drinking, wearing twined wildflowers or oak leaves and ferns, accompanied by an all-night bonfire, kind of like what Christina told us about the bonfire in Spain.
I got to get to Europe. It sounds like they're having a wild time over there without me. I
They're
can't
having
let that
fun
happen.
over there.
I need to be where the action is. You know what? Maybe I'll go and hang out with David Enders, who writes, "Yup, get together with the pagan neighbors, having a few adult beverages. Wink, wink, wink. If you know what I mean, I guess. I enjoy adult beverage now and then.
Not everybody's partying, Dave.
No, not everybody is partying. No, Al Sherrill is recovering. I hope he's in recovery right now. We wish you the best, Al. I'm having hip replacement surgery on June 19th. So, like a change in seasons, maybe there will be a good change in my life. You'll be up in no time. They'll have you up tomorrow, Al, whether you like it or not.
All
So,
the best,
best of luck.
Al. All the best.
Really,
All the best.
really. May you be healthy and strong.
Okay, now why are we seeing this? Hang on, I can make this
Right
better.
here.
Oh, I see. There you go. Okay,
Hey,
so this is from Cheryl R. Garrison. I hope she's here. Cheryl,
I
if you're
hope you.
here, give a shout in the comments because she does come to our live streams occasionally. And she said, oh, there she is.
Yeah.
She says it's pouring rain in Alberta, expected to last through the weekend, putting a damper on the celebration. Well,
Wah,
I'm
wah,
glad that
wah.
yeah, I'm glad she got this image. So she got this image a few days ago. Not on the solstice exactly, but it totally said summer to us. And she said, I followed this busy pollinator as he journeyed through these flowers that I can't pronounce. He might be the cutest bumble that I've ever photographed. And she also mentioned that June 16th through 22nd marks Pollinator Week 2025. And she said, and this is so true, our native bees and native plants need all the support that we can give them. Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. She's here right now out in Facebook land. No, I'm sorry, she's at YouTube. And we just got this, and I wanted to put this up. I'm going to go hang out with Niles Boone because he's going to make a bonfire with his friends at the beach with steak, salad, beer, wine, and dancing. I'm in. I'm 100% in. And then we'll stop by and see how his hip is going. I hope you're doing well,
Okay.
Hal. You do.
We just have one more photo, and then we got to get out of here.
We do. We got to go.
This is a beauty. So this is Andrea Vanna Deleu, who wrote 7 women of my writing group decided to gather at sunrise. We were standing on the cliff near Davenport. Oh gosh, do I know where Andrea is? I am not sure where she is. I think she's in California.
It's just north of Santa Cruz, right here. It's about 150 miles north of May. It's right over there.
Okay, so they're standing on a cliff. When the sun rose, it illuminated the spray of the incoming surf. And one of us knew that the phenomenon was referred to as galloping horses. She said it was magical.
Yeah, that is the spindrift is what they call that. That when you get that big mist coming off, and you see it in snow too at the top of a mountain, the spindrift. One of my dogs is actually named Spindrift for that effect.
How cool.
Yeah, I call her Spinner. Spinner the Spindrift.
So Dave, happy solstice to you. I'm going to get out of here and let you say goodbye.
Okay, happy solstice
to all
to
you folks out there.
All right. Do we want to bring in everybody for one last Haru, or did we lose all our guests? Anyway, folks, thank you so much. There's Mondo. Oh, and there's Marcy. Hi, Marcy. And Christina is here, and John, and Kelly, and Debbie's back there someplace. We'll get you. So anyway, folks.
Jeremiah's here too. We got to get him in here.
Jeremiah's our producer. Hi, Jeremiah. Thanks for helping us out. Folks, what a great party we had. Now, go out and observe the nature that surrounds you at the height of summer. It's the middle of the warm season for us in the northern hemisphere. If you guys are down south, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't do cold. Anyway, maybe our friends here from Northern Reaches can tell you. I'm from California. What would I know about being? Yes, Deborah.
I hate to interrupt you, but Kelly has a joke.
Kelly has a joke. Roll, Kelly.
I'll just sparkle you with one joke. What do you call a summer solstice party?
I don't know. What do I call it?
A solarbration.
Thanks for being here, folks. We'll get back on Monday. I'll be talking to Olivia Miller. She is a shark expert. Like, subscribe. What a wonderful thing we've had here today. And thank you so much for joining us, folks. Remember, one Earth, one sky. This is Earth Sky right here. You're looking at us.